Hello everyone, I'm your host, Get Good Fox, and welcome to a new series. This is the Fox Institute of Research. I've got your questions right here, and I am going to be making smaller videos focused on answering these rather curious questions. Today, we're going to be looking at what is the difference in population of zombies in a zombie-dense area, and let's just say a zombie-not-dense area. So, the way I'm going to test it is throw on some scent block, and don't worry if any of the questions seem kind of redundant. I just wrote them all down. I'll simplify them later and ask more questions, and it can be anything. It can be any game, any of the game I'm playing, but right now we're focusing on update 28 for State of the Game. The way we're going to test it is I'm just going to throw myself an old zombie right there. I'm going to get on this car, I'm going to crouch, and we're going to see how many zombies answer the call, because if we can see, there's the sound wave, we can see that's how loud the pulse from the zombie is. And that should give us a good idea of how many enemies are going to hear.
Somebody's in trouble.
The typical kind of battle that I guess you could expect to get into based on, shooting a gun or something. Like I said, this is the loudest possible. And we're going to test two areas of town. I want to test this area over here, and then down in this area over here. And then we're going to test some non-zombie areas, like maybe right here, and I don't know, maybe like right over here. So I believe the zombie is over, and I'll let you guys do the counting. It's a whole mess of zombies. So while you're here, interesting news. If you go right over here, you can see that we don't have access to FOV anymore, and that's because Undead Labs has, they've just temporarily deactivated that feature. They've also deactivated the bullet tracers. See, no tracers at all, although I don't know if they were on shotguns to begin with, but yeah, I would say that is good enough for our test here. Let's head on over down here, and we'll perform us another test. Alright, I am back. I chose this area here because it's it's a little farther away from that area that is a little bit damaged, and if I throw it deep enough, I think it will be... Oh, there we go. Let's see how loud it is. Come on, give me another pulse. So yeah, it's going right over to here. This is like basically the edge of the dense zombie zone. So let's see how many people answer. And I don't think it's necessary to like count every single one of their heads, but we can just tell by looking at them how many zombies might appear in a particular battle. I have a feeling it will be relatively similar, but of course there's always room for variance. Like we can see, even though that area over there isn't as dense, it's still like a massive quantity of zombies. In fact, this actually might be a little more zombies. But yeah, there certainly can be variance in there, and you can see the ferals just going absolutely wild, jumping all over the place. And that's how many zombies I guess you can see in a lethal zone. And I just have the strong urge to just
Reloading.
Mow these guys. I just have to do it. I just have to do it. You'll have to afford me this pleasure. Okay, or maybe not. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Gotta mow these guys. One of the things that's nice is the Red Talon, they do have the ability to... What do you call it? Their bullets, the pellets pass through multiple zombies, absolutely shredding them. But there you go. That's how many zombies. Messed up a few of them. Let's move on to the safe area test. In fact, look at that. 3 more ferals wound up showing into the battle. Alright, so we are in the next test area, and it's going to be right over here by this little watchtower, and that's because it's far enough away from these safe zones, but at the same time, it's still relatively close to civilization. So here we go. Let's see how many zombies appear. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction, and I feel the answer is that because this is lethal zone, and frankly, there are just zombies everywhere on lethal zone, I predict that a comparable amount of zombies are going to come here. Maybe it will be a bit lower, but I have a feeling it's not going to be, like, massively lower. Like, we can already see, just look at the radar. The zombies are just converging into the area. And you know, like the freaks are once again. There's variants. You know, you could get freaks, you could not get freaks. There's a lot of variants. So, but I mainly am gonna go by. I'm not gonna go by the freaks because there doesn't have to be a juggernaut in every area. There doesn't have to be a feral in every area. I'm going by just the regular quantity of zombies. And you know, maybe there's freaks, maybe there's not. And overall, I would say, you know, maybe this is a little bit less. But honestly, like, I wouldn't call that a small number of zombies. And this is what we found in this area. But like I said, you know, maybe this is an area of, maybe there just weren't as many zombies here. So let's try, I don't know, that area looks pretty good as well. All right, here we are at the next test location. Starting to get dark, but that's fine. We got just enough daylight for one more test. I wanted to explain in better detail why I'm going to do these like shorter videos, and the reason was because originally I was just going to make this into a standard 30-ish minute episode, but what I wound up feeling is that a lot of these questions, they do require a little bit of a setup to do, especially because we're going to be changing difficulties. Like, we're going to be trying this density out on Nightmare Zone, on Dread Zone, on Standard Zone, on Green Zone, and there would just be a bit of a setup involved, and because of that, I just felt it would be awkward to put into like a 30-minute episode. So this kind of like smaller, focused kind of experience is going to let me just more concisely answer your questions without having like a lot of bloat in the episode, and that's what we're looking for. Once again, though, I think you'll agree that this is a comparable amount of zombies. It might not be quite as many as the dense area, but it's still a lot of zombies. I wouldn't consider that like a small amount. And if we just started blasting them, if I just started like, I'm not sure why I'm pulling the trigger and it's not always shooting. Like, if you're wondering why I stopped shooting earlier, it's not because I wanted to stop shooting. It just stopped shooting, even though I had the trigger held down. But if we just mow look at this, see, you can already see more of them coming. So if you were thinking that look at that, there's a big wave already on approach. If you were thinking that the dense area, there were way more zombies there, but look at this, like we already have like another wave coming in, and that was just because I was shooting at them. Like you can see just on the radar, the next wave of zombies is just heading on in right now. So anyways, I think that gives you a good idea right there. And look at that. There's some zombie freaks, probably due to me shooting. They probably just spawned in as a result of that. So once again, don't think that just because you didn't see quite as many zombies in a non-dense area that, oh, well, you know, it's not that big of a deal. They're going to come once you continuously make noise, and that's what you can expect. So I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. If you want more testing done, ask more questions. I will go through the list. I don't think we're going to go to Nightmare Zone immediately. There are still some Lethal Zone questions that I want to answer, mainly stuff like how long does it take for a hole punched in the Lethal Zone to regenerate. But let me know what your questions are. I'll add them to the list, and that's going to be our Research Institute kind of series, and I will do it for whatever game you want me to do. This one is specifically going to be for State of Decay, though. So, yeah, once again, ask your questions down in the comment section, preferably to the pinned comment. That's it, so I don't have to hunt around for them. I'll test them when I can. That doesn't mean that regular episodes aren't going to go, but these smaller, easier to do episodes, I think will allow me to answer your questions and do more field research more effectively. Oh, another question is, if you think 2 tests wasn't sufficient in the Lethal Zone, let me know. Like, if you want to see like 5 tests, in order to do 5 tests, I would have to start clearing some of these areas out. That's what I mean by I wouldn't want to do this in a 30-minute episode. Like, maybe I could do a 30-minute episode of me just fighting the zombies, but in order to test a larger area, I would need to remove these because the Plague Guards are going to interfere with the test results, and that's because the Plague Guards generate Plague Zombie patrols, and those Plague Zombie patrols would bloat the numbers of zombies in the dense zombie zone versus the non-dense zombie zone. It would also bloat the, if there was a Plague Guard in in this town, for example, if there was a Plague Guard there, it would actually bloat the numbers responding to the zombie in a non-dense zone. So if you think I need to do even more testing, let me know. But like I said, it will take me a moment to actually clear the entire map. Maybe I'll make episodes of that, maybe not. But that is the first episode. Other tests, maybe they'll be longer, maybe they'll be shorter, but these are going to be quicker, more aerodynamic kinds of episodes. Let me know what you think. If you really like this idea, let me know, because it's kind of an experimental idea. But yeah, ask your questions in the comment section. Leave your feedback in the comment section. Like the video if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. And of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.